Okay, guys, good afternoon. Well, good evening. How was your weekend?
Hi, teacher. Good afternoon.
Hi. How was your weekend, Jose?
Must be fun.
Okay, thank you. What about you, Ruth?
Hi, teacher. Well, everything was great. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Okay, so then I'm going to be your teacher. If you want, you can call me just Anna, Anita, teacher, Miss, whatever you want. Okay, whatever is comfortable for you guys, it's okay. I guess we are. There are 3 of us in the class. There were supposed to be 4, but we can't wait for the other one. So then we're going to start, okay? So today we're going to see, let me share my screen. If you can see, please let me know. I don't know if you can. Oh, yes, okay. Now, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so first we're going to start by this part, okay? How to use a comma, okay? It's the same than in Spanish, okay? What, guys, do you know about the use of the comma? Or maybe, okay, I guess you already seen this in school. Maybe this is very easy, okay? We're going to start right there. So I don't know, any volunteer to read the first part, please?
Okay, I can.
Go ahead, please.
Commas after many introductory phrases are optional. When the introductory phrase is short, you can often omit the comma. When the phrase is longer, a comma will help your reader recognize where the main clause begins. In the early 1960s, Mary Gell-Mann and George Zweig independently tried to reduce the tremendous complexity of the zoo of particles they know at the time. Steven Weinberg dreams of a final theory. After much preliminary speculation, a few unsuccessful hypotheses, he achieved his central insight while reading an apparently unrelated work for reaction, Stephen Jay Gould, ever since Darwin.
Thank you, Jose. Okay, so we're going to say that comma it's usually used to, for example, to separate when many of introductory phrases, for example, is optional, okay? What do I mean with this? When we're going to start making a text or whatever story you want, when we're going to start writing, it's not necessary to add a comma. It's optional because in the majority of the case, our introduction, okay, it's very short, okay? It's to let the readers to know, for example, that cap the attention, okay? That's the point of. For example, in this part, it's not necessary. Of course, if you want, you can add. Okay, let me use my spotlight. In this part, for example, in the early 1960s, if I want, okay, I can use a comma, but it's not necessary because it's a short phrase. Okay, it's a short introductory phrase. So what about if my phrase is longer? Of course, it's necessary to add. Why? Because I need, I have to, we have to help the reader to recognize where the main clause begins, okay? For example, we don't have a comma in this part because it's not necessary in this first part. But what about the second one? As you can see, guys, after much preliminary speculation and unsuccessfully hypothesis, we use a comma, okay, because the phrase is longer. Then I have my the next part of the sentence, okay? So this is, for example, I guess this is a part of a book, okay? The book is Dreams of a Final Theory. And do you have any question until this part, guys? Do you get it?
Yes.
Okay, what about you, Ruth? Is everything okay? Do you get it?
Yes, I do.
Okay, thank you. So, you know, guys, if it's necessary, if it's a short introductory phrase, it's optional, okay? But if it's longer, it's necessary to add a comma, okay? But in what part? Then we're going to see in the word order is right, please. Please, can you read the second one, Ruth?
Okay. When the introductory phrase includes a participle, a verb from ending in ing or ed, always add a comma. Sitting in traffic, a plumber can't plumb and a delivery man can't deliver. Elizabeth Colbert don't drive, he said. I continue?
Yes, please.
Okay. Make sure also to add a comma after an introductory clause. Any grammatical unit that contains a subject and a verb. As the train straightened after a long curving tunnel near Lhasa, a nomad emerged from his tent on a hillside. Pankaj Mishra, the train to Tibet.
Tibet, it's okay. Okay, guys, I'm so sorry. Please give me a second. Someone is knocking my door. So please give me 2 minutes, please. I'm going to be back soon, okay? Do you have any problem with that?
No, teacher. Don't worry.
Thank you, guys. Give me a second, please.
Okay.
Okay, guys, I'm back. I'm so sorry for the interruption. Someone was knocking my door. So, okay. In this part, okay, we can see at the first part of the sentence, or well, yes, the sentence, because it's separate sentence, okay? Sitting in traffic, we have to use a comma, okay? We have to separate. When the introductory phrase includes a participle, for example, this verb that ends in ing, of course, we always have to add a comma, okay? Before to continue, do you have any question about the vocabulary?
Nope.
Okay. What about you, Ruth? Is everything okay? Is everything clear?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Okay. So make sure also to add a comma after an introductory clause. It's the same, guys. It's the same at this point. Okay. For example, we have as the train straightened after a long curving tunnel near Lhasa, we have to add a comma. This is a longer phrase, okay? This is a longer paragraph, okay? So then we have to add a comma. This is the same at this point, okay? Remember, we have to add a comma when our participle verb ends in ing and ed, okay? Do you have any question until this part?
Nope.
Okay.
No.
Okay, this is very easy, guys. This is, okay, I guess you saw this in when you were at school. Okay, we're going to continue. Can you read please number 2, Jose?
Okay. When joined two independent clauses, clauses that could stand alone as sentences with a coordinating conjunction and or not nor but yet for so, you normally place a comma before the conjunction. Sweetness is a desire that starts on the tongue with the sense of taste, but it doesn't end there. Michael Pollan, The Botany of Desire.
Okay, thank you. So then we have our coordinated conjunctions. We're going to see this on, I guess tomorrow. We're going to see if we finish this one. Of course, we're going to see this today. We have our coordinated conjunctions and, or, not, but yet, for, and so. We're going to use these ones to put two sentences, okay, to make it together. Okay, for example, sweetness is a desire that starts on the tongue with the sense of taste. Okay, we need a comma, then we have our coordinating conjunction. Okay, what about if there were supposed, for example, be, or not, but, yeah, for, so, the same, we need a comma. Okay, when we're going to join two independent clauses. Okay, until this point, guys, do you have any question?
No, teacher.
Okay, thank you. We're going to continue with the second one, please. Or third one, please, can you read, Ruth?
Okay. This rule can occasionally be broken. The shorter the two independent clauses are, the more appropriate it is to break the rule. Examples are more likely to be found in fictional prose where the style is deliberately terse. It was very hot and the express from Barcelona would come in 40 minutes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I guess you finished to read. Okay, it was very hot and the express from Barcelona will come in 40 minutes. Okay, so there are cases, okay, when there's not necessary to add. Okay, for example, as I told you at the point number 1, there are independent clauses. Okay, there is too shorter, so there's not necessary because you can understand. Okay, the more appropriate it's to break the rule. Okay, it was very hot and expressed from Barcelona. Guys, would you find, or well, would you find a way to add a comma in this sentence? Where would you think that comma would be?
After Barcelona.
Yes, that's you got it. Okay, that's a point of. So like the clause is so short, okay, then it's not necessary, right? I don't know, guys, if you understand this part. Do you get it?
Yes.
Ruth, do you get it?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. If you have any question, guys, please let me know. Okay, number 3, please. Jose, can you read?
Okay. When joining mere phrases, you usually do not provide a comma. There have been great civilizations in which the peculiar balance of mind required of science has only fitfully appeared and has produced the feeblest result. Alfred North Whitehead, Science and the Modern World. In this example, the conjunction and joins two verb phrases.
Thank you. Okay, So when joining more phrases, okay, more is the same like same, okay? It's similar, it's whatever the meaning is. For example, when joining same phrases, it's the same, okay, than mere. You usually do not provide a comma. There have been great civilizations. Okay, where is in this part? Okay, we have two clauses. Okay, in this example, the conjunction and. Okay, for example, I don't know if I can annotate. Yes, I can because it's in Google Slides. So then I don't know. Okay, give me a second, please. Okay. For example, here I have my conjunction, okay? So then it's not necessary. What about if I wouldn't have my conjunction and? Of course, I need to add a comma, but but in this case, like I have and, it's not necessary, okay? Because we are joining two clauses, two sentences with and, so then we don't need it, a comma, okay? Then Ruth, can you read, please? Can you continue reading?
Okay, this rule is frequently broken, particularly when the writer wants to convey surprise or to add an afterthought. Each of our internal organs has a personality of its own and a mythology too. We cannot remain absolutely free and must give up some of our liberty to preserve the rest. Isaiah Berlin, Two Concepts of Liberty. Just make sure that whenever you break the rule, you do so for a reason.
Okay, thank you. What will be the reason to not add a comma? Because we are using our conjunction. Okay, that's the only reason that we can broke our rule. Okay. For example, okay, before to continue, guys, do you have any question about the vocabulary? For example, we have fitfully.
Yeah. Feeblest? Feeblest?
Yes.
Yeah.
Feeblest. Okay. It's the same. If we say, for example, weak. Okay. I don't know if you got it. It's the same that I say frail. Do you get it? Or
Yeah,
you need
yes.
more examples?
I got it.
Okay, thank you. For example, I can say has produced the weak results or or another one, the frail results. Okay, something like has lacking physical strength. It's the same. Okay.
Okay.
Then, okay, thank you. Then we have fitfully. Do you get it?
No.
Okay, this is the same. Like for example, if something not regular, something not common. Do you get it? Like intermittent. For a short time, yes. For a longer time, no.
Yes.
I didn't know you got it, guys. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Something irregular, okay? Es como decir irregularmente, okay? So, okay, so then we are going to continue. As I told you, we're going to break the rule just in special cases. What is our special case in this sentence? That we are using a conjunction. So then if I use a conjunction, it's not necessary to add a comma. This is my conjunction, so then I don't have to use it. Okay, this rule is frequently broken, particularly when the writer wants to convey surprise or to add afterthought. Okay, do you have any question, guys, until this part?
No, teacher.
Thank you. What about you, Ruth? Is everything clear?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, we are going to continue. Okay, so then who was, oh yes, it's your turn, Jose, please, can you read number 4?
Place commas between each element of a list of 3 or more parallel words, phrases, or clauses. Writers often place a comma before the conjunction and or, preceding the last element in the list. The history of interaction among these disparate people is what shaped the modern world through conquest, epidemics, and genocide. Jared Diamond, Guns, Germs, and Steel.
Thank you. So when we're going to use our other cases, we're going to add a comma in our phrase, in our story, in our essay is, give me a second guys, I'm looking for my spotlight. Okay, the story, the history, sorry, of interaction among disparate people is what shaped the modern world through conquest, epidemics. Okay, so as you can see guys, I mentioned a lot of words. Okay, I have 1, 2, and 3, only 3 words. So I have to use a comma to separate, okay? This is parallel words, okay? So then we are going to add a comma before the conjunction and, okay? Then the last one that I'm going to mention, I don't have to add a comma. Why? Again, because it's my conjunction, it is my conjunction and genesis, okay? Do you got it, guys? This is the same like in Spanish as I told you, okay? When we're going to mention more than one thing, then we have to add a comma. Okay, do you got it?
Yes. Got it.
Thank you. What about you, Ruth? Do you got it?
Yes, if we use only 2 parallel words, it is not necessary to use a comma.
It's not necessary because I'm going to use my conjunction. For example, Ruth and Jose. Okay, so then it's not necessary. But
Okay.
what about if I say Ruth, Jose, David? Okay, so then I have to add a comma because I mentioned 3 people. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
So, okay, don't worry. Then please, David, can you read, please?
Okay, teacher. Some writers, however, choose not to place a comma before the last element. For example, the material consequences in the east of the German occupation, the Soviet advance, and the partisan struggles were thus of an altogether different order from the experience of war in the West.
Okay, thank you. Some writers, however, choose not to place a comma before the last element. Okay, this is depend of each case, right? This is especially for writers, but what I recommend is always use a comma, okay, to let the writer or the reader let them know when the clause or the sentence or the paragraph ends, okay. For example, the material consequences in the east of German occupation, okay, in this case, would not necessary to use a comma, okay, but it depends of how much text are you going to add, okay. Then I have more examples at the end of the slides, okay. We're going to check for it to you guys to maybe to learn more, to understand better, okay. Can you read? Oh, sorry, we didn't finish. David, can you continue, please? Can you finish this part?
Okay, sorry, teacher. So either method of punctuation is acceptable. Try to choose one method and stick with it. A comma before the last element is less likely to produce unintended ambiguity.
Okay, as I told you, this is specifically for people who's going to write I don't know, a story, but we have to follow the other steps that I told you. Okay, this is as I told you, it's if you want you can add, or if not, it's the same, okay? The only part that is necessary is, for example, when I'm going to talk and then I'm going to separate. That's the point of the comma, okay? There are people, for example, that add comma and, for example, in a paragraph, there will be, I don't know, depends, of course, of how many words that we have in the paragraph, but we have to check if it makes sense. That's the point of the comma, right? If it has sense, you have to add a comma to separate the clause, okay? Let's continue. I guess this is the last one slide. Please, Jose, can you read? Oh, no, sorry. Yes, please, can you?
Number 5.
Yes, please.
Surround interrupting or parenthetical clauses or phrases with commas. Such clauses or phrases are not essential to the sentence. If you remove them, the central point of the sentence would remain. Dr. Johnson's Lives of the Poets, as Oswald tells us, was written at the urging of the London booksellers. Lennon Edel writing Lives. Richard Lipster, the director of Petulia, is a shrill skull in mud clothes. Pauline Kyle going steady.
Okay, thank you. So then we have to, and there's many parts, okay? When we're going to mention, okay, for example, an escritor, for example, directors, then we have to add a comma, okay? For example, in this part, Richard Lester, the director of Petulia, comma, is a shrill skull in mud clothes, okay? And this one, Dr. Johnson's Lives of the Poet, comma, as Boswell tell us, comma, was written, okay? The pronunciation for this one is written, right? Because our verb is in participle, okay? At the Irving of the London booksellers. So remember to add a comma on both sides of an interrupting phrase or clause. For example, in these two sentences, I'm interrupting the phrases, for example. No, if I want to mention to someone, I have to put a comma. I have to add a comma. I'm giving some information about this doctor, so then I have to use a comma. This one, the same. I'm giving more information, then I have to use a comma. Okay. We have when we're going to make a, I don't know, a mention about a director, a writer. Always we are going to make more information. Okay, so then we don't have to forget the second comma. We have the first comma and the second comma. Why? Because I'm giving more information about this doctor. I'm giving more information about this reader. Okay. Then the interruption. Okay, can you read please, Ruth, the next part? The interrupting element.
Okay, the interrupting element in the last example is an appositive. It restates the noun phrase it follows. An opposite can, however, narrow down rather than simply restate the meaning of a noun or noun phrase. When an appositive restates meaning, surround it with commas. When it narrows down, do not.
Okay, please, okay, this is part of this one, okay? A positive, okay, when we say a positive, it's the same than opposite, okay? So it's the same, the opposite of the sentence, for example, okay? And then I have my example about Hillary Clinton's daughter. So please, David, can you read?
Okay. Hillary Clinton's daughter, Chelsea, has been called the Greta Garbo of presidential children because She shines the limelight.
Yes, limelight.
Okay. Charles Bronte's sister Emily used weather to great effect in her novel Wuthering Heights. And
Okay.
sorry, it was
Continue,
just
continue.
sorry. Hillary Clinton has only one daughter, Charlotte Bronte, had more than one sister, Chelsea, is therefore not essential to the sentence, while Emily is.
Okay. So before to continue, we have two times the same words. Around is the same than around. Okay, it's almost the same. So then we have in our examples, another type of interrupting element, the relative clause, also deserves close attention, okay? We're going to use a comma to keep the attention only in one part. For example, Hillary Clinton's daughter, Chelsea, okay? What are we focusing this sentence, guys? Do you got it? Can someone please tell me? In what part are we focused? In Chelsea, okay? So that's the reason when I'm going to make a kind of focus, when I want to say to close the attention in someone, or I don't know, something, then I need to add a comma. Hillary Clinton's daughter, who Chelsea has been called the Greta Garbo of presidential children then. Okay, for example, Hillary Clinton has only one daughter, Charlotte Bond had more than one sister. Chelsea is therefore not essential to the sentence, while Emily is. Okay. Charlotte Bronte's sister Emily used weather to great effect in her novel Wuthering Heights. Okay. In the other part, so then until this part, do you have any question, guys?
No, teacher.
Thank you. Okay, another type of interrupting. Okay, this is almost the same. And please, can you finish reading, David?
Sorry, teacher.
Can you continue reading? Well, finish reading.
Okay. Since starting from before the sentence or just the sentence, teacher?
Just a sentence.
Okay. During the past 30 years, the ideal of the unity of learning, which the Renaissance and Enlightenment vacated to us, has been largely abandoned.
Okay, the pronunciation is Renaissance. Okay, it's like, I don't know, how can I explain it? I guess I'm going to say in Spanish, it's like
El
renacimiento, renacer. Okay, thank you, David. That's the meaning of, okay. So another type of interrupting element, the relative clause. Okay, during the past 30 years, the ideal of the unity of learning. Okay, here I have my first part of the sentence. Okay, as you can see, this is the same as of the first point. Okay, on our slide. Then we have a longer sentence. Okay, so then to let you know, guys, that the sentence needs to be separated to make sense. We have to add a comma. Okay, we are mentioned with the Renaissance and Enlightenment vacated to us. Okay. Do you have any question, guys, until this part?
No, teacher.
Okay, so then we're going to continue. This, for example, this word, I guess this is part of a book, if I'm done. Yes, I guess it's a book. Okay, this is for example, the meaning of this one is for like an illustration, okay? Then, can you read, please, Ruth, as with other?
Okay. As with other interrupting sentence elements, the surrounding commas indicate that the information in the clause is not essential to the main point of the sentence. E.O. Wilson is suggesting that there is only one ideal of the unity of knowledge, and we happen to have inherited that ideal from the Renaissance and the Enlightenment. And take the relative clause away, and Wilson's point remains the same. Most intellectuals have abandoned this ideal. Some relative clauses, however, are integral to the meaning of a sentence. In such cases, it is critical not to surround the clause by commas. The example, the names of the creative writers who have been more or less Freudian in tone of or assumption would, of course, be legend.
Okay, so thank you. This is the same than the other point, just our examples. Okay, we're going to focus on the example. The names of the creative writers who have been more or less Freudian in tone or assumption would, of course, be legend. Okay. For example, here I have my conjunction phrase. So then I don't need a comma. Okay, that's all that you need to know about this one. And then, for example, research that once required days in the stacks or periodical rooms of libraries can now be done in minutes. Okay. In this sentence, Trilling makes his ascension not about all creative writers, but only, okay, this is the same one, okay? For example, in this one, where is it? For example, we have research that once required days in staggered periodical rooms. The word which or who can be replaced by that, okay? So in this case, what about if instead of that would be which or who, okay? So then I don't need a comma, okay? Whatever case, like I have, it will be which, who, or that, okay? It's the same. So I don't need a comma because I have it is replaced, okay? So then guys, do you have any question until this part of commas? Thank you, Jose. What about you, David? And you, Ruth? Is everything clear?
It's clear, teacher.
Thank you. Ruth, is everything
Yes.
clear? Do you have any question?
No, I don't. Thank you.
Okay, let's continue. Okay, so there are too much kind of essays, guys. But for example, this one is, okay, I'm going to, okay. This is a text, okay? This is a persuasive essay, okay? The title is Lockers for Everyone. So to know what's going on, if you got it or not, we're going to practice, okay? We have, I guess there are 4 paragraphs about lockers for everyone. So then we are going to practice, okay? What are we going to do? For example, I'm going to say, Ruth, you are going to read the first one. Then you're going to tell me, where do you think the comma would be better? Okay? Do you have any question, guys, before to continue?
No, teacher.
No.
Okay. So then, any volunteer for this first paragraph? Okay, I guess there's no volunteers. So then we're going to start with David.
Okay, teacher. I get to read it first, or?
Yes, you're going to read first, and then you're going to tell me, where do you think that comma would be better? Where is the place of the comma? or maybe you think that it's not necessary. Do you get it?
Okay, I read that, and I think after the part it says, that's why I think students should have lockers, comma, to protect their things. Maybe.
Okay, in this part?
I think let me think better a little more
Yes,
about
yes,
it.
of course you can do. But guys, this is the story, okay, the essay also have period. Okay, we have 1 period, 2 periods, but please don't pay attention to that. Just think, where do you think is better to come, okay? So you can take your time, David. If you want help, please let me know. Okay, if you need some help. So then you can think first and let me know where do I have to add a comma. Okay. I'm going to change my spotlight. Oh, sorry. Okay. So when you're ready, David, please let me know.
I think comma after that's why I think students should have lockers, comma, to protect their things. And
In what part? Sorry, can you repeat again?
after the part it says that is why I think students should have lockers.
Okay, in this part?
Yes. No, no,
Okay.
no. Sorry. There is a point. So I think the point can be replaced by a comma.
I don't think so, because, okay, first, remember that when we're going to use that, or which or who, there's not necessary to add a comma, okay, because it acts like the same if it were, for example, a conjunction first, okay? So I can't replace anything, okay? In this paragraph, we're not going to replace anything, just add a comma, okay? So let's see with the first one. What would you think if you had to put your personal belongings in a crate, okay? And every time you turn around, something of yours were stolen. So then what do you think in that part?
Maybe after in a crate.
Yes. Yes, because remember, I guess it was in point number 4. Where is it? Okay, I don't know where is it.
I think it was number 3, maybe.
Yes, I guess. For example, yes, in this part, okay. When joining 2 independent clauses, okay, with a coordinating conjunction and or not but yet for stole, you normally place a comma before the conjunction, okay? So guys, I'm so sorry for my pets. They are so loud today. Okay, so then we have to add a comma. Okay, so you got it. That's all in the first paragraph. Is this okay? Do you think? Do we need 1 comma or that's all? What do you think?
Maybe after to protect their things.
Yes. Oh, sorry. Where is it? To protect their things? Yes, 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 yes. You got it. We need add a comma on that part. Okay, guys, give me a second. Please, I'm going to close my door. Okay, guys, I'm back. Okay, so that's all, David. Do you have any question? Oh no, wait. Do you think that we have any comma? 1 comma or 2 commas? Keep their things somewhere clean and so they won't have to complain about carrying everything at once. Okay, what do you think?
Maybe for and so they won't have to complain before and.
Okay, sure. Yes, you got it. Okay, so keep their things somewhere clean and so they won't have to complain about carrying everything at once. Okay, do you want to make any change, David? Or everything is finished? Well, the first paragraph. I guess it's okay, right?
Yes.
Or what do you think?
I think it's okay, but sorry, teacher, I couldn't see the two first slides or the two first rules.
Yes, okay. This one?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to, okay, before to continue, do you want to maybe, do you want me to make a summary?
Yes, teacher, please. Just the
Okay.
first ones.
Okay. Can you read, please?
Okay. Commas after many introductory phrases are optional when the introductory phrase
Okay,
is short.
the pronunciation for this one, sorry for the interruption, David, but before to continue, we have this phrase, this word, sorry. The pronunciation is introductory, okay? Introductory, can you try?
Introductory.
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 Yes, you got it. Now it's okay. You can continue, please.
When
the
introductory phrase is short, you can often omit the comma. When the phrase is longer, a comma will help your reader recognize where the main clause begins. In the early, I got to read the sentence.
Yes, please, but only until this part, please. Only the first one.
Okay. In the early 1916, Murray Gell-Mann and George Sway independently tried to reduce the tremendous complexity of the zoo of particles then known at the time.
Okay. What does number 1 explain us? For example, we have for example, when we're going to write a text, a short story, an essay, we need to add it. It is part of the body, right? We need a introduction phrase. Okay. When in this introduction phrase, there's going to be you have to keep the attention of your reader. Okay, the person who's going to read. For example, in this first sentence, we don't need a comma. Why don't we? Because it's so short. Okay, it's not necessary to add a comma. Okay, but what about the second one? Can you read, please? After much
preliminary speculation and few unsuccessful hypotheses, he achieved his central insight while reading an apparently unrelated work for recreation.
Okay, thank you. In the second one, as you can see, the phrase is longer. Okay, so why do we need a comma? Because I need to help to my reader or who the person who's going to read to recognize where the main clause begins. Okay, do you got it? What is the main clause, right?
The main clause.
Do you remember? Yes. Or guys, or you guys, Ruth and Jose, please, do you know what is a main clause? Okay, I guess you don't remember, guys. A main clause is a whole sentence, a complete sentence. What is a complete sentence? It's a sentence that, for example, we need a subject, we need our verb to be, we need our principal verb, okay? It's a complete sentence, okay? So then if I have my complete sentence, that's a main clause, okay? In this case, after much preliminary speculation and few unsuccessful hypotheses, comma, he achieved his central insight while reading an apparently unrelated work of recreation. Okay, that's a main clause, a complete sentence. Okay, so until this part, David, do you got it? The point number one?
I think I got it. Is when you have a short sentence, we don't put a comma, but when it's large, we use it. Maybe when we are trying to introduce or starting a book or an essay, if it's too short to put a comma and it breaks the flow of the reading, maybe it's better not to put a comma.
Yes, because I'm going to show you for tomorrow, okay, more examples about a short and longer phrases. Well, introductory phrases, okay, because they're too much, okay. But it's optional, okay. If you want, for example, what about if I add a comma in the early 1960s? Okay, I can add a comma. Yes, of course I can. It's optional, okay. It's not like a rule, but in the majority of the cases, when the introductory phrase, it's short, it's not necessary. If you want, yes, but it's not necessary. Okay, only it's necessary when the phrase, okay, it's so long. So then I need to add a comma to help to the readers and maybe to recognize where the main clause begins. Because I don't know if you notice, guys, when we don't add a comma, the sentence or I don't know, the story sounds different. Okay, I don't know if you know that or if you listen that part, but it sounds different. Okay, so then that's the reason why do we need a comma. Then can you continue please a bit?
When the introductory phrase includes a participle, a verb from ending in ing or ed, always add a comma. Sitting in the traffic, a plumber can plumb, and a deliverman can deliver.
Okay, so for example, in this, I have a participle verb in this part. Okay, I have sitting in traffic. Okay, then I need my comma. A plumber can plumb and a deliverman can deliver. Okay, I guess this is part of a movie, right? Before to continue, do you got David, what is a plumber?
No, I don't know what it is.
Plomero?
Okay, yes.
Yes, okay. And a deliverman can deliver. Okay, make sure also to add a comma after an introductory clause. Any grammatical unit that contains a subject and verb. Can you read the example, please?
Okay. As the train is striding after a long curving tunnel near Lhasa, a nomad emerged from his tent on a hillside.
Okay, so for example, this is the same that this point. Okay, we have our main clause, so then we have to add a comma. Okay, this is more logical and how does it sound? Okay, por lo general, voy a explicar esta parte en castellano. Ok, por lo general tiene mucho más sentido por cómo suena. Ok, es lo mismo que en castellano. Es como lo hemos visto tal vez en colegio. Entonces es lo mismo, ¿ok? cuando vamos a utilizarla, por ejemplo, para separar dos oraciones, dos main clauses, or main clause, then we have to add a comma. We need to add a comma, okay? As a strained after a long curving tunnel near Lhasa. Okay, I guess Lhasa is a place. Okay, so then do you got it, David?
Yes, I think, teacher.
Or what is your question? For example, in this case, this part is explaining us that if our participle ends, our verb form, okay, in this case, sitting, ends in ing, then we have to add a comma, okay? What about if it ends in ed? We have a comma. We have to add a comma, okay? Or what is your question, David? What is the part that you can't understand?
In the second one, we add a comma because the train is straightened, so it ends on ed. So we have to add a comma after the first sentence. I don't know how to say the clause you say.
Okay, can you repeat please your question? I didn't get it. In this one, you're telling me, right?
Yes, the word is straightened. It includes ed as it says on
Yes.
the explanation. So if
Okay.
it's ed,
Okay, so yes, in this case, for example, as the train is trained, okay, yes, it will be better if we add a comma in this part, okay? It's okay if we add a comma, but remember, okay, if you want, you can choose, I don't know, maybe to finish the main clause, then we have to add a comma. But it's okay if we add a comma in this part, okay? There's no problem. There's what the rule explains us, okay? As the train is trained, then comma. After a long carving tunnel near Lhasa, a nomad emerged from his tent on a hillside. Okay, for example, in this part, we have another word that ends in ed, but it doesn't mean that all the words that it end in ing or ed needs to add a comma before of. Okay, what do I mean? We have to see if there is sense. Okay, if we have sense, and of course it sounds better as the train is stranded, comma, after a long carving tunnel near Lhasa. A normal emergent. Do you think it's gonna be sense? There's gonna be sense in this part, David, if I add a comma?
I think not, because
Yes.
after that it's explained. The sentence continues after that.
Yes, because we have from, of course. Okay, so then we have to add maybe then our period, for example. Okay, just in especially cases, we have to see if it has sense. Okay, do you got it now?
Yes, teacher. Yes.
Okay, thank you. So we're going to what part? Oh yes, number 1 and number 2. Okay. When joining two the independent clauses that could stand alone a sentence, okay, with a coordinating conjunction, and okay, we're going to remember that we have coordinating conjunction, David. Okay, what, for example, and, or, nar, but, or nar, it's the same, okay, the meaning is the same. But, for example, nor is more formal than or, okay? But, yet, for, and so, okay? You normally place a comma before the conjunction. Can you read, please, example?
Sweetness is a desire that starts on the tongue with the sense of taste, but it doesn't end there.
Okay, so this is very easy, actually, okay? We have our coordinating conjunction. Can you find it?
The conjunction is but.
Yes. So after after our after conjunction, we need to add a comma. Okay, that's the reason of why we add a comma. Well, you add a comma, right? Because you were the first to begin to add a commas. Before to end was the conjunction, right? Do you remember?
Sorry, teacher.
In this part? Yes.
Yes, we use it. We used that before.
Okay, so then we have and. So then we have to add a comma. Okay, this is not difficult at all. And can you read please this one?
Okay, this word can occasionally be broken. The shorter the two independent clauses are, the more appropriate it is to break the rule. Examples are to be found in functional prose where the study is deliberated. So there's.
Okay, can you read the example, please?
It was very hot and the express from Barcelona would come in 40 minutes.
Okay, for example, we have this one, and it was very hot, and the express from Barcelona would come in 40 minutes. We're going to, sometimes it's necessary to break the rule. Okay, when are we going to break the rule? When the independent clause or our independent clauses are too short. Okay, it's the same like I guess it was number one. Okay, point number one, it's the same. Okay, when it's too short, sometimes it's better not to add a comma. Okay, for example, it was very hot. This is my independent clause. Then I have the express from Barcelona and everything that continues the sentence. Okay, so like if it's very short, then I don't need to add a comma. Okay, so instead of that, we're going to break the rule. Okay, to make it more, to take more sense of the sentence. Okay, do you got it? It's the same than number one, actually.
Yes, I got it, teacher.
Okay, so I guess until this part you joined to the class. Okay, to the
yes, I was there.
Okay, so then we're going to continue. Do you have any question, David, before to continue?
No, teacher, thank you.
Okay, don't worry. Guys, if you don't understand any point, please let me know. We're going to make a summary, okay? So please, okay, this is a mistake here, okay? We have a mistake, okay, now it's okay. So number two, please. Ruth, can you read the second paragraph? And, oh, no, it was supposed not to be a comma. Okay, can you continue, please, Ruth?
Okay, I read it and then I tell you where the commas go.
Yes, please.
Okay, students should have lockers because it will stop people from stealing their stuff. For example, the children won't have to worry about their books, homework, assignments, and personal belongings being stolen. The reason for this is that the children will have their own lockers plus their own locks, which only they have the combination to. This will reduce cases where things are being stolen. Students also should have lockers so they will have a clean place to put their books. What I mean by this is that many desks are rusty and have gum stuck under them.
Okay, thank you. So what do you think? We're going to stop on our first period if you want, if it's more easy for you. Do you think until this part, do we need a comma?
I think not.
Okay, let's continue.
There, for example, comma.
Yes, you got it. Then
the children won't have to worry about their books, comma.
Yes.
Comma.
Okay.
assignments. I don't know if there has to go a comma.
Okay, in this part, yes, because remember when we have before to our conjunction, this is a conjunction, right? So then
Yes.
I need a comma.
Okay, okay. And then the reason for this,
Okay, I got, oh yes, okay. The reason for this,
is that the children will have their own lockers. Mhm.
okay,
Okay,
I guess we have a rule. Okay, okay,
plus
go ahead.
their own locks, comma, which only they have the combination.
Okay, the reason for this is that children will have their, okay, yes, you got it. Yes, because remember, when we're going to use, for example, which, who, okay, or that, okay, it can be replaced by that, for example, right? We need to add a comma. Okay, thank you, Ruth, that's good. So then we have to continue. What do you think?
I think this will reduce cases where things are being stolen. It doesn't need a comma.
Yes, of course.
Students also should have lockers, comma,
Lockers, she'll have lockers, comma. Okay,
so they will have a clean place to put their books. What I mean by this is that many desks are rusty, comma, and have gum stuck under them.
okay. What I mean by this is that many desks are rusty, okay, and have gum stuck under them, okay. Do you think, do we need a comma? Okay. And this part you told me, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, and have gum stuck under them. Okay, Ruth, very good, that's all. We don't need any comma, it's okay, right? In this part, it can be optionally, but it's okay, right? Do you have any question
No, thank you.
about the vocabulary maybe?
Uh, mm, no,
For example, we have rusty, did you get it?
yeah, that it's
Too old.
not clean.
And then, yes, yes, something like that. When, for example, I have my, I don't know, what example can I give you? For example, if something is too old, then it get rusty, okay, como oxidado.
Okay.
Okay, that is rusty, and then we have gum stuck. You got it? Do you get it?
Yes, it's the children.
Yes, yes, you got it. Okay, so then we're going to thank you, Ruth, and then we have our, okay, and to use my final reason. Okay, this is very short. Okay, Jose, can you please try the third paragraph, short paragraph?
Okay, after also,
Yes. Then,
I think after create or not.
in what part of this connects to many
If you
argument?
put your
Because
stuff into a crate.
no, it's okay.
Okay.
The only comma that we need in this part, it's in also. Okay. Because everything is it's okay. This connects. Can you please continue reading? Well, finish this
Also,
part.
if you put your stuff into a crate, then it is easily collecting dust. This connects to my argument because their stuff will be kept very clean in a neat environment if students are given lockers to use.
Okay, thank you. So, do you have any question?
No, no, I don't.
Okay, thank you. So the only comma that we need in this case is in also. Okay, also, if you put your stuff into crate, then we don't need a comma in this part, Jose, because we have then. Okay. So maybe if we wouldn't have then, it will be necessary to add a comma, but we have then. Okay, the replaced by the comma. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. We're going to continue. Okay. So then, David, can you please continue?
Okay. My final reason why I think students should have lockers is so students won't complain about carrying everything at once. The things that they may be carrying every day are very heavy. This is important because students may suffer health problems for having to carry all their stuff everywhere. Why carrying books every day? Why you can eliminate the pain?
The pain by?
Maybe putting a comma after every day. Why carrying books every day? Comma. Why you can eliminate the paint?
Yes, would be. Why carry books every day? Because there we have another phrase, right?
Yes.
Then we have number one, the main clause. We have another main clause. Okay, we have a question actually.
Yes. Maybe also putting an interrogation punctuation after every day.
In this part?
And no, I was thinking about after every day putting a
Yes.
interrogation, or it is
No.
not necessary.
Why carry books every day? Why can yes would be it will be comma or it will be interrogative mark, but we have to yes it will be better actually. Okay, why carry books? Yes. Do you think it's better to change the comma by an interrogative mark?
Sorry, teacher, there I should only add an interrogative or a comma, or I can put both.
It can be both, okay, because there's gonna be, because you know when we use interrogative mark, it's not necessary to add a comma, okay, because then there is a space, okay, then there is the pause, okay, so then it's not necessary. Okay, so we have why carry books every day? Why you can eliminate the pain by having a locker to store the things that you don't need. Okay, we also have we already have our question mark. Okay, so I guess it's not necessary.
Okay, so it's okay. It's better a comma after every day.
Okay, yes, you got it. Okay, it's the comma because we already have our question mark, so then it's not necessary. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so then I didn't understand you if you told me, because you say also, and then I thought you told me that we have to add a comma, but please, then what do you think?
Yes, I think there should be a comma after also.
Okay. Can you continue reading, please?
So, okay. Also, they are always winning about having to carry all the books. If we had lockers, everyone would be happier.
That's all.
Yes, I think that's all.
Yes, that's all. Actually, that's all. Okay, because this is a main clause, and then we have our period, or yes, our period. And if we have lockers, everyone will be happier. Okay. Thank you, David. Then can you continue, please, Ruth?
Yes, one question. Can we use a comma there? If we had lockers, comma, everyone would be happier?
In what part, sorry? Okay, I'm going
The
to look for that.
last part of that paragraph. If we had lockers,
If we have lockers, yes,
happier.
everyone would be happier. Yes, it
No.
will be in this part.
No, if we had lockers, comma, everyone would be happier.
In this case, would sounds better if we say, if we have lockers, everyone would be. No, it's not necessary. Why would you think that it's necessary, maybe? Because, okay, we have our clause is complete. Okay, we are not separating anything.
Okay.
Okay, no estamos
It is
separando nada.
complete, a complete idea.
Yes,
Okay.
exactamente. Está completa la oración. I mean, cause it's complete. So then we don't have to separate anything. Okay?
Okay, thank you. I will continue. In
Thank you.
conclusion, comma,
Yes. Thank
I
you.
think
Then,
students should have lockers. If we have lockers, comma,
in this part, if we have lockers, it's telling.
students
Okay.
in school would go down.
Do you think there's a comma in this part? If we have lockers? No,
no,
because this is
no.
together.
Yeah, it's the same situation as the one.
Yes, this is together, right?
If we have lockers, students in school would go down, comma. It would create
Yes.
and clean place for students to put their things, and comma, and students would complain less.
Okay, and students in this part?
Yes.
Okay. It will create a safe and clean place for students to put the things. And students will complain less and be healthier. Okay, very good, Ruth. It's okay. So please continue.
If we had lockers, the school would be a happier place for everyone. If you don't want your things stolen, contact your principal, comma, and demand lockers for your school.
Okay, so okay, in this part, if you don't want your things stolen, okay, that's there's a part where the main clause finished. Okay, why? We have one idea, we have one main clause. Okay, contact your principal. Okay, so this is like how can I explain you if you don't want your things stolen? This is the first one, and then if you don't want something, there's a consequence. Okay, if you don't want your things stolen, then I guess we need a comma here, because then we have a consequence. Okay, not a consequence, but it's like the second part of the idea. Okay, so you don't want to do something, you don't want, it's like the result. Yes, the result. Okay, what do you think about the idea to add a comma in this part?
Yes, I think there has to go a comma.
Okay, so then if you don't want your things stolen, contact your principal and demand lockers for your school. You told me that maybe it would be better if we had a comma in this part, but remember when our sentence, okay, it's a short phrase, it's not necessary. It's okay with our conjunction, okay?
Okay.
So I don't know, guys, if you have any question, or maybe you don't, you didn't understand this, this sentence, this last sentence, or everything is clear. What do you think? Can we continue, guys? Is everything clear? Do you have any question?
I think we can continue.
Okay, thank you. Then we have, this one is more easy, it's a short, my goodness, this is a short paragraph. Okay, this is a short story. This is a persuasive essay. As I told you, there are too many. We have argumentative, persuasive. There's also how can I say, these essays to make a debate. Okay, so there are too many. We're going to look maybe one of these days. Okay, we have our last exercise, guys, and okay, maybe Jose, can you start?
Yes. Imagine a child as young as 10 years old on the website Facebook, chatting with a grown man or grown woman. Should parents let their children as young as 10 years old be on Facebook? I think parents should not let their children or child be on Facebook, because on Facebook there are a lot of things that I say that don't that a child of that age should don't be able to see. If a parent approves uh, of a child being on Facebook, it is very inappropriate.
Okay, until this part, please. Okay,
Okay.
so until this part, please let me know if we need a comma, or what do you think?
Mm, after I think,
Okay, in this part,
yes.
okay, I think parents, we're separating. Okay, I guess it's not necessary because it's a short phrase. Okay, maybe if we say, for example, in conclusion, or we use phrases that are going to introduce a new paragraph, is necessary. But when I say I think, it's my point of view, so then I guess it's not necessary. Okay,
Okay.
so then what do you think? We were until, okay, this part. Okay, let's see. Until this part. Imagine a child as young as 10 years old on the website, Facebook, chatting with a grown man or grown woman. Okay, until this part, do you think, do we need a comma?
No.
Okay, let's continue. Where is it? Okay. Should parents let their children as young as 10 years old be on Facebook? I think parents should not let their children or child be on Facebook, because on Facebook there are a lot of things that are said and done that a child of that age should not be able to see. Until this part, do you think, do we need a comma? I guess
Maybe
yes.
after Facebook, before because.
Yes, you got it, because we're separating two ideas, right?
Yes.
We have two ideas. Okay, so then do you think, do we need another one?
No.
Yes, that's all. Thank you, Jose.
You're
That's
welcome.
all. Okay, we only needed one comma. Okay, so then David, can you continue, please, until this part? Okay.
Because that child may tell a story about their age, and somewhat much older may see it and think they're telling the truth, and starts sending them message, and the child may not like it at all. When a child that young is on a website like Facebook, they may get excited and go overboard.
Okay, so what?
Maybe after and just with telling the truth, comma, and start sending the message, comma, and the child may not like it at all.
Okay, so in this part, yes, we need a comma, okay, because we have an idea in this part. Then another one is that is a short, a longer phrase, okay? But what about this one? And start sending the message, okay? This is a short phrase. So then we say that if the sentence is short, it's not necessary to add a comma, right?
Yes.
Okay, so then it's not necessary in this part because it's too short. Would you imagine if I said, for example, may see it and think they're telling the truth? Space, okay, we have to wait a second. And start sending the message. And the child might not like it at all. Okay, it's too much comma. Okay, so it's too short, right? So that's the reason of why we don't need a comma. Do you got it, David?
Okay.
Do you have any question?
Yeah,
Because I guess
it's a little hard to difference when it is a a short or a large sentence.
yes, the only one tip that I can give you maybe it's, for example, we're going to make this example, we're going to make this example, because that child may tell a story about their age and someone much older may see it and think they're telling the truth and start sending them messages, and the child might not, if you wanted, for example, to add this one, a tip that I can give you is, does it sound better? Okay, you have to think if it sounds better, if it sounds logical. So then maybe you are going to have a guide, okay? In order to not to add maybe two commas at the same in a short phrases, okay? Es lo mismo que en español, por ejemplo, cuando tenemos unas palabras cortas, la única palabra corta en realidad que habíamos mencionado, que creo que era en el punto número 5, cuando vamos a mencionar varios objetos, tengo que añadir coma, ¿ok? Pero por lo general se pone la coma en cuanto tenga el sentido, ¿ok? Porque si vamos a leer, porque la coma en realidad nos sirve para leer, no tanto en el speaking, ¿ok? Because that child may tell you, no, I'm sorry, may tell a story about their age. Someone much older may see it and think they're telling the truth. Stop. We have to stop. Why? Because there is a main clause, okay? There is an idea. And start sending them messages, and the child might not like it at all, okay? I don't know if you got it, David. Maybe if it's difficult for you, maybe you can do it if it's logical, okay? Of course, you have to see the rules and everything, but it's just practice, okay?
Okay,
Es solo practicar. Okay, David?
okay. Sorry, another question there. I got a part that says, may tell a story about their age and someone much older may see it. And in that part, before the end, and someone,
In this part?
yes, I shouldn't add a comma because
Okay,
it is also short.
because that child may tell a story about their age and someone, I guess it's not necessary because the conjunction is already there, okay, and it's a short phrase, okay. Something that maybe we can do, okay, something that I noticed is we have to delete this maybe, okay. We can, someone much older and may see it. Think they're telling the truth, okay? Tal vez también podría funcionar en lugar de repetir tantas conjunctions, tantos and en este caso, podría ser mejor que la coma, ¿no? Porque cuando decimos, David bajó del auto y se cayó y luego se levantó y luego se limpió las rodillas porque estaban sucias y luego, ¿no? Entonces, para no repetir tanto eso, tal vez podría ser una opción viable eliminar el and y utilizar la coma. Siempre y cuando la separación en la que vaya a haber la coma no sea lo que vaya a estar dentro de la coma, de la última coma a la coma que continúa, no sea tan corta, ¿ok? Solo en casos específicos de nombrar palabra por palabra, ¿ok? I don't know if you got it, David.
Yes, I got it, teacher. Thank you.
Okay, so and the last one, please, Ruth, can you continue?
Okay, for example, I think there goes a comma.
Yes, of course.
And the child might tell where they live, their address, and a lot more information that it is not needed. In conclusion, comma,
Yes.
I think parents should not let their children underage get on Facebook because many different things can happen.
Okay, thank you guys. So, for example, estas son, tenemos palabras como for example, in conclusion, tenemos estas palabras que yo creo que lo vamos a ver el día miércoles, son conectores, ¿ok? Son como los conectores, ¿ok? Que nos van a ayudar a dar nuestro punto de vista antes de seguir con el párrafo, ¿ok? En conclusión, por ejemplo, por otra parte, ¿ok? Eso lo vamos a ver en el tema del día miércoles, ¿ok? So then tomorrow we have to practice our reading skill. And I'm going to share, guys, a code, okay? This is a code from Classroom. We are going to put our homework in Classroom, like we're not using person, okay? Instead of that, we're going to use Classroom. I'm going to put this slides on Classroom, okay? Until today, maybe at 9 or 10, okay? So that's all for today, guys. Do you have any question?
No, teacher.
Teacher,
Okay, so then I'm going to send you the poll I'm launching. You can fill it. And please pay attention to the group. I'm going to send the code. And that's all for today. See you tomorrow, guys. Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Good night, teacher.
Bye.
Bye, teacher.
Bye.